And welcome back. We're picking up where we left off last time in Strategic Command World War I, the Cold Arms campaign as the Central Powers. And I think we are slowly breaking the Allies' will to resist. I'll probably need another turn for it to actually be active. Okay. Okay, there's a battleship over there. We do see there's some potential resistance coming in. So, down in Egypt, we've got one main point of resistance left. With that, Alexandria falls. I don't think there's any partisans in Egypt. There are over here, although I think these are my partisans. I think these places are uncovered. Some of our partisans will spawn in. Okay, I'm going to begin the process of pulling the Bulgarians out. Although that does involve them having to walk a bit, so they might not get out very far. You can get your guns upgraded. You should do that before you come running down here. Cavalry will be useful because of its speed. So we'll be able to do hit and runs around the back of the enemy down there. Of course, if it's going to be doing hit and runs, it would be best if it, can hit hard. You're still limited to the... No, don't operate if you... At least don't operate on the Ottoman system. I'm trying to get you out of the west. Nope. Can intercept it. That's tiny interceptor up for the moment. Okay, so there's a dreadnought in that port. Sub is, in theory, exposed. Yeah, so hopefully next turn we'll be able to start landing more troops. That'd be the plan, at least. Do I seize Venice? Probably. Although to seize Venice, I don't need to recon it. So let's recon. Ooh. That's a bad state for the unit if it's getting taking damage from artillery bombardments. Yeah, we'll see if that sub stays in that port or if it just keeps getting dinged on by air infantry until it blows up. It probably won't stay in the port. Oh, the ally, the Entente Navy is real ballsy today. This is mostly the UK Navy, but still. Light cruisers can get some anti-sub. Take them to port so I can check. Otherwise, there's only the destroyers. And we can show the destroyer one off next turn. Oop. Wasn't my intent, but, you know. Don't quite get the range to get over there. Let's just vector another one over there to give that poor person some stuff to be worried about. Yeah, that's very much a case of, yeah, the subs aren't scared of the destroyers anymore. And we got this one down here. So, and we did the naval bomb already, so... For the Austro-Hungarians. Although I suppose I could have given it to the Ottomans. Probably would have been better to give it to the Ottomans. Well, too late now. Okay, so I think the east is good. Well, unless we want to pull more guys out of the east. We probably do at some point. See how the Western Front goes. Our reconnaissance, or our escorts are mostly recovered, so we can probably do plenty of reconnaissance runs. And our 3 piece out of position here. Whoops. That's because we pushed forward, that's why. That makes some sense. Okay, so you're not shooting this turn. Okay, arguably that was probably the wrong interceptor responding, but it is what it is. Yeah, it's probably the wrong interceptor. So we get intercepted on the 3rd one, and that without an escort. That's wrong fighter going in. Yeah, no escort because the wrong escort went up. Okay. So this one didn't go up. So this one hopefully would have ideally gone up that one, that one, that one, that one, that one. But they all shifted by one. So when this one went up, this one was the only one that didn't escort. Yeah, slight issues. Yeah, the reserves over there wanna... That reserve at least wants to recover. No, it probably does too. Want to throw that one in? I probably could. Let's take an upgrade on you instead. Okay. So, pretty heavy damage. We damaged the tank a lot. The tank survived, notably. That just gives you an idea of how resistant the tanks are. We have access to the tank core. I think. Did we not get the second? Yeah, we have Armored Warfare too, so we should have one tank. One tank core to purchase is Germany. Tank core. There we go. Arrive in November. If the war's still going on by November, the tanks will finish it at that point, probably. Oh, you want to recover before I can send you out again. Okay. You're not fully recovered, but I can send you over. Yeah, you were ready to go over. Send you over. Okay, we got more Austro-Hungarians that could definitely be coming over quickly. So we need to port there. That would actually be close enough to the port that we could get on a transport. Okay. And then Austria-Hungary, who is reasonably rich. We might want to pick up some destroyers on where... Yeah, let's pick up some destroyers on them. Here we go. 2 destroyers in the queue. Ottoman's got another batch of fighters. As we're slightly learning, we're gonna have a fun time trying to get them over to the Western Front, because apparently you're not allowed to operate the fighters over friendly rail. It's gonna be your own rail. And then research-wise, Austria-Hungary can invest. Here we go. And then we'll cycle the turn, and we'll see how the allies are responding. The tooltip appears a little bit fiddly. Can't get an exact breakdown without waiting too long, so... Cycle the turn. Defeat on the Adige. Loss of Verona lowers the Italian morale. Italian morale drops due to the fall of Venice. Austria-Hungary celebrates the capture of Verona. Unrestricted attacks on trade in St. George Channel affect British morale. German morale is boosted by unrestricted naval warfare. British morale falls due to loss of Alexandria. General Gallini mobilizes the Paris Defense Force. Conscription leads to industrial unrest in the docksides. Denmark moves towards the Central Powers. Netherlands moves towards the Central Powers. The blockade is continuing. Fighter development level 3 for the Germans. History level 4. Production, tech development for Austria-Hungary. Command and control 3 for the Ottomans. Gas shell 2 for the Ottomans. Of course, they repaired the tank corps. Oof. We're now getting troops into the enemy trenches, right? So okay, we lost the soldier we had in the enemy trench. Oh, hit our naval mines. There goes the enemy sub. Enemy contact. That'll stop them from effectively digging in. German morale boosted by the use of unrestricted naval warfare. USA protests the use of unrestricted naval warfare. French workers strike for better conditions. We're raiding a bunch of trading lines. The British national morale falls below 25%. We're very much at the point where I'm pretty sure if we take Paris, the game is up. was hoping there wouldn't be another batch of us interceptors. Although we managed to evade the damage. There's no one on the port. Okay. Although there's a battleship in the way. I may have not picked the best port to set out from. Okay. Oops. Contact. Ah, that port's major enough I can actually disembark. That's good. Can you get to that port too? Yes. Hey, we got our HQ ashore. Okay, Amphibious is all I've got left, so that's what we'll set one up as. Yeah, that's gotta be a problem for them down the boot, I suspect. How do we want to handle the Italian front here? You got 3 shells. Yeah, probably the Marines are the ones we want to slam those into. 3's maybe not going to be enough. Making an appreciable difference, but... that's getting us to 1 to 2? 1 to 2 I'll take this late for. Although we only got 1 to 1 in practice. There we got. Okay. Slowly pushing our way in. And we'll be able to start slowly pushing up the boot. Do you have a third artillery piece as the Ottomans coming in? No, but I could get one. Okay, so that's what I should save up for with the Ottomans, is to get an artillery piece. Then I can transport it over to help support them push up the boot. So that's the operation at the top of the boot. If we need reinforcements, we've got lots of reinforcements that can come in. Although obviously the stuff at the bottom of the boot is awaiting transport capacity. Okay, these guys have been in port, so we can check. So, this is what they look like without anti-submarine warfare. This is what they look like with it. Okay, so they gain 1 anti-sub defense point. That's it. It's maybe not very good. We got them in port, so we'll upgrade those too, at least. And of course, the destroyer. Destroyer will actually get damage from that. So they start with sub, anti-sub 2, goes with anti-sub 3. Definitely want to do that. So our subs that have been in port have finished recovering, so they can go out. Okay, let's not run our subs over, or run our destroyers over our own lines. Let's try to keep them around for the enemy. You know, let's get these guys because they're slightly damaged. Well, actually, no. Let's keep them out because I'm not actually ready for them to come back in. Because we need to get the destroyers through and get them upgraded to anti-submarine warfare. Yeah, so these guys are just going to stand about unless they're really low on supply, which these guys are not. Oh, we control the Suez. That makes sense. I'm like, usually there's 4 lines here. What happened to the 4th line? It goes to the Suez, and you control the Suez. Right, technically, I think it's going to Egypt to represent the Suez Strait. But yeah, you control that port. They're not going to ship from a port they don't own. Okay, let's not piss the Americans off if we can help it. Okay, you probably need to get home for repairs and supplies. Yeah, you too. Oh, yeah, you too. Already down to 5 supply. Yeah, we got 2 subs on that line, we got 2 subs on that line. That should do a significant amount of damage to the shipping on those 3 lines. And that's the Western Front. Boats. Yeah, forgot about means the Eastern Front boats. Get your anti-submarine warfare, because it's the only thing you're really doing. And to get you recovered, and we'll send you after the sub, if the sub is still out there. Oh, we just got you into port. Same there, okay. Western Front. I don't think we're going to be taking annexes this turn, except maybe that one. So I think that's the only recon I need to do. Let's get the other recons either upgraded or repaired. Or the escorts to the escorts to the ones. Well, repair them as well. Okay. And thank you for the port. Trenchment's facing the wrong way here. Do I want to fix it? Not right now. take the 06, turn the against the artillery, turn the trench around. We're gonna take the 06. So I can get the artillery completely. Just means I got 2 guys in exposed trenches, but just have to be that way. Yeah, you should probably entrench. Reinforced, get you reinforced, get you reinforced. Okay. Slowly pushing forward. Slowly and steadily, they be running out of steam. Whereas we've just got more that can keep coming in. Oh, you don't. Your weapons will upgrade. The other ones do. Did lose a core, so we can get it in the process of being replaced. Fully upgraded, of course. Yeah, I think that's the Western Front. And we did that front, yes. So Denver's garrisoned, London's probably garrisoned. So this is not going to be an easy way into K. Yep, I think that's where we're going to be for the end of the turn. Oh, I can pick up another batch of fighters and bombers as the Germans. So I'll do that. Oh, we can get some ground attack bombers. Interesting. Although the ground attack bombers apparently don't have any, aren't likely to kill anything, they just do demoralization. Still, we'll pick them up. We want you to save up for artillery. Research-wise, Austro-Hungarian's got no space, and you're saving up for the artillery. Okay. Second the turn. That's against the enforcement of the Northern Blockade. Napolitania, territorial militia mobilized. Advancement on long-range aircraft and fighter for Austria-Hungary. Logistics for Austria-Hungary. Trench war for the Ottomans. That's probably the last trench warfare. Industry 4. Oh, lost the, is that the battle cruiser for the, Ottomans? Fighter 3 starting to do work. We've only just been upgraded to it. Oh, they're pushing the US towards themselves as well. Okay. Romanians as well. Although the Romanians coming in on their side might at this point be more of a drawback than a help. Italian national morale below to 25%. Lost our battlecruiser. Yeah, we're probably around about where I should put another part break in for YouTube. Not quite there winning yet. They are putting up a tenacious defense, at least. Our losses relative to the enemy is actually still declining. We're now down to 8%. Of course, the Russian percentage is declining, because the Russians have stopped losing. So we're just moving on to causing casualties to everyone else. UK's up to 80 casualties. French are up to 49. Italians up to 26. That is the current breakdown on the casualties. National morale-wise, 157% for the Germans, 156% for the Austro-Hungarians, and the Ottomans are up to 80%. That's even with the capital ships being destroyed. Okay. National morale for the British are down to 15%, 13% for the French, 24% for the Italians. There's a decent likelihood that if Italy surrenders, that'll just cause a chain surrender through the rest of them. Because I know the Italian surrender does cause national morale loss in both the British and the French. And the French and the British cause national morale losses in each other, so there's the potential we just see them all just surrender in bulk at this point. But yeah, I'm pretty sure we're at the point where if we get to Paris, the game is up. There's probably a decent possibility if we get to Rome, the game is up. So the Entente here have a predicament. It's not going to give me the tooltips up here, is it? Yeah, doesn't feel like giving me the tooltips at the moment. That's fine. The percentile breakdown is probably good enough. If you remember what the caps were, you could work out the numbers there. So yeah, national morale-wise, we got national objectives in Naples and Rome, although they do have those garrisoned. Obviously, to pull forces down to stop our landings, that will stop them from actually sending in forces to other fronts, such as northern Italy, such as the Western Front, and the Western Front is moving towards Paris. It's glacial, but it's moving. But it's also July, and the summer will continue in the next part. Oh, and Egypt has fallen. So at this point, the forces in Egypt, the Bulgarians are moving to be shipped back to the Western Front. The Ottomans are moving westward to liberate Tripoli, and they'll probably succeed at doing that. More forces are coming into Mesopotamia to destroy the British presence there. And at some point, we'll probably try to deal this up in the North Sea. It's not super important. But yeah, this is the status quo of the run at this point. If you're watching on YouTube, there will be another part up tomorrow. At this point, any part may be the last. It depends upon if the Entente resistance holds or completely collapses. At this point, we have massive reserves on our front lines. We really can't tell if they do. They keep being able to plug all the holes, so presumably they do. But for how long will that sustain? That is the question. And it may be a question we answer in the next part. So until the next part, which if you're on YouTube will be tomorrow, if you're on Twitch, will be after a short break. So with that, wish you all the best of luck and a good time. Catch you all in the next part, and bye for now.